All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Rich. And yes, I'm not in Dallas. I'm actually at the University of Minnesota and Huntington Bank Stadium. And this is where the American Cheese Society's judging and competition is going to happen. I'm actually in the judging room right now. You can see we're getting all set up for the big event. Our 19 teams of judges show up in just a couple of hours for judge training. We've got a judge reception tonight, and then judging and competition starts tomorrow. We've been busy the last day and a half checking in over 1,600 cheeses into the competition. And so I'm really excited to talk to you about this month's club from in the world of cheese, kind of hollow ground here. So what we've got in our standard club, and the whole theme of this month is the cheese rind. So how does the rind affect the way a cheese looks, the way the cheese ultimately tastes, the texture of the cheese? And so we're really excited to share that with you guys this month. We have a little handout that talks about rinds. I'll show you that. There's your crazy rind sheet that'll tell you everything about each of the different rinds. We're featuring 6 different cheeses with 6 very, very different rinds. And so in our standard club, we have, of course, a bloomy rind. So this is Big Sur from Stepladder Creamery in California. This is a white bloomy rind that you'd find on Breeze and Triple Creams. This is definitely an edible rind that you should try. The cheese itself is a mix of cow and sheep's milk, so has a little more robust flavor than like a typical cow's milk brie style cheese would. But I'm excited for you guys to try that. And of course, the rind on that is edible and possibly very delicious. We also have a natural rinded cheese. This is a rind that has a lot of brown and gray molds on the outside called Osuarati. It's a classic cheese from the Pyrenees, sheep's milk. Unbelievably delicious, has been made for thousands of years. There are references to it in all sorts of historical contexts. But it's a cheese made in the Basque Country, one that we really love. And a natural rind is going to smell pretty funky. It's definitely not an edible rind. If you do, it's going to a lot of times taste a little bit like a musty old basement smells, which is not going to be very good. So I don't recommend eating this rind, but it's fun to look at. Sometimes the molds can be neon orange or bright red colors. There's some crazy natural molds in some of these aging rooms and caves. So our third cheese rind that we've got is a wax rind. The other type of rind I suggest that you not eat. If you eat it, you will live, but is not good. The cheese that we're featuring is from our friends at Point Reyes Creamery in California, and this is their aged Gouda. This is a cheese that's relatively new. They've only been making it for a few years. They're known for making a younger Gouda-style cheese called Toma, and of course the delicious blues that they make. But this is an aged Gouda, and so it's got a lot of that caramel and butterscotch, sweet candied flavors that I really love. So right up to the rind, delicious. The rind itself, maybe not. And then we have a washed rind cheese. So this is an edible rind, but this is kind of, if try it, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And this rind is a rustic Taleggio that we have in there, Taleggio Crudo. And so that is going to, it's got some brothy notes and meaty notes in the cheese itself. The rind is kind of pungent and smelly. It's got an orange coloration on the outside. Like I said, it's edible, but it's going to be pretty strong flavored, and you may or may not like it. With this cheese, we specifically included an accompaniment for this cheese, and that is the Tipsy Peach Jam from Eat This. There's something about stone fruit, in particular peaches, that goes really, really well with washed rind cheeses. And so this is a great combination, absolutely delicious to try together. But the jam will go with all sorts of stuff, so don't be afraid to try it with all sorts of things. And then we also have a cracker, a crisp, if you will, from our friends at Olina's, and this is their fig and almond crisp. Delicious with all cheeses, and I think you'll really like this particular cracker. Okay. Sorry, I've got notes to look at. So for our deluxe package, we also include a couple of additional cheeses with even different rinds that are both edible rinds. The first of which is Barely Buzzed. This is a cheese we've carried since the day we opened created by Pat Ford and Tim Welsh of the Beehive Cheese Company. And this is a cheddar-style cheese that the outside is rubbed with espresso and a little bit of lavender. So you'll taste the coffee if you just eat the paste. If you eat the rind, you really get that coffee, and you'll get some of the lavender flavor in there as well, which is delicious. And so you definitely want to try the rind with that. It is fantastic. The other cheese rind that we've got, the other cheese in the deluxe package, is our wrapped cheese. This is Hoja Santa, made by locally in Dallas, the mozzarella company. And this cheese is a goat cheese that is wrapped in the Hoja Santa leaf, which gives it some sarsaparilla notes, kind of some flavors you'd find in root beer or licorice. It's very subtle, but it really dovetails well with the flavor of the goat cheese. It's really, really nice. The rind is made from an herb, basically, so totally edible. Eat as much of that as you want, or as little as you want. And then the accompaniments for the deluxe package, we have just Marcona almonds, which are awesome with cheeses of all kinds. In particular, those will be really nice with the Barely Buzzed and with the Osuarati, two of my favorites. And then the other accompaniment we have is, I'm real excited about, is these cheddar caramels from Call Me Caramel in New York. And these caramels are made with a cheddar that we love called Prairie Breeze. And we picked this to go specifically with the Barely Buzzed. This is like coffee and caramel. It should be kind of like a mocha, if you will, a caramel mocha, when you put those together. And I think you'll really, really enjoy that. So those are our selections for this month. Once again, we've got a really cool sheet about the rinds themselves, and a lot of the information in the handout is also rind focused versus cheese focused. We wanted to get a little bit geeky with this, which I think is kind of fun. I hope you really enjoy it. As always, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, send them my way, rich@Scardello Cheese. I'm also wearing this super cool hat that I got from my friend David Lockwood at Neal's Yard Dairy. He handed them out to everybody that works on the judging competition committee as a gift, which is awfully nice. And it's been fun to wear that in the cooler regions of the stadium as we unpack all sorts of cheese for competition. Anyway, thank you guys for being members of the club, and we will see you next month.